The Boondocks is not only one of the best animated series ever, it's one of the best shows ever, full stop. Most known for its comedy, its unique perspective on blackness, and its angles on addressing racism, which are sadly and unsurprisingly still relevant to this very day, the comic strip turned animated series became a cultural phenomenon in the 2000s. The star-studded voice acting cast, the genius of the show's creator, Aaron McGruder, and the elements where the show draws inspiration from, anime, have made this show a timeless classic that was way ahead of its time, and has all-time great replay value. Season 4 withstanding. One of the more underrated episodes of the Boondocks comes from episode 8 in season 2, where the story centers around one of the show's three main characters, Riley Freeman, and the local neighborhood basketball rec league in the fictional town of Woodcrest. From there, the episode displays its usual trademark comedy, culture and basketball references, and the life lessons, all packed within 22 minutes. Titled Ballin, the episode first made its debut on December 3rd in 2007, when the second season was airing. The second season, in my opinion, is really when the show took off and started becoming the classic that we know today. As more risks were taken with the jokes, the action was more frequent, the animation saw an upgrade, and you can tell the voice actors started to take ownership of their characters more than ever before. Before Ballin aired, season 2 had already started off with absolute gas to that point, having already aired episodes like Or Die Trying, Stinkmeaner Strikes Back, The Story of Thugnificent, and Attack of the Killer Kung Fu Wolf Bitch. Even the lesser episodes like Tom, Sarah, Usher, Thank You for Not Snitching, and Shining were really good. Ballin, for me, falls somewhere in the middle ground between these groups of episodes, and is unsurprisingly one of my favorite episodes of the season. Okay, well, now that I think about it, I could literally say that most of the episodes in the season are my favorite, but anyway, Ballin was the first time the Boondocks had done an episode based around a sport. And considering the premise of the show, and how basketball, a predominantly black sport, is in a lot of ways symbiotic with the themes of the show, it was really a perfect match. If you look at the staff behind the episode, you could tell right away that the basketball part of it was going to be done justice. One of the episode's supervising directors, Dan Fawcett, was a layout artist in the animation department for Space Jam, the one with Michael Jordan. Helping with the direction were Sung-Yoon Kim and Bob Hathcock, who have directed the most and third most episodes in the entire series respectively. And we can't forget the great writing staff comprised of Season 2 writers Andre Brooks and Jason Van Veen, along with the staples throughout the show, Yamura Taylor, and the creator himself, Aaron McGruder. And I'd really be fucking up if I didn't talk about the all-time great voice acting cast. Regina King voicing both Huey and Riley Freeman, the late great John Witherspoon voicing Robert Freeman, aka Granddad. One of the legendary voices of our childhood, Tara Strong, actually makes her Boondocks debut in this particular episode as Sydney McPherson, who would be a reoccurring character throughout seasons 2 and 3. We got Cedric Yarborough voicing the uptight and straight-laced character Thomas Dubois, and Gary Anthony Williams voicing the monkey wrench of the show, the unpredictable and reprehensible Uncle Ruckus.
Look here, old dog. Only stealing and shooting I want to see is of this here b-ball, you little future ex-con.
The episode starts with immediate NBA references right off the bat as Riley dreams of being an NBA superstar. In his dream, he is at the All-Star Game dominating all the events, the slam dunk contest against Vince Carter, the three-point shooting contest, while wearing Timbs, and then the dominance continued in the All-Star Game, with him breaking the leg of Kobe Bryant on a crossover and then dunking on Yao Ming. Riley finished the game with the All-Star Game MVP and a legendary stat line of 87 points and 25 rebounds. Of course, that dream didn't last long, with Granddad making an appearance. After the iconic intro music, the episode goes back to the Freeman household, where Riley is dribbling around the house, much to the chagrin of Granddad, who decides to give Riley a lesson in the fundamentals on the outdoor garage hoop.
You want to play basketball, you play it outside, and you play it like you got some damn sense. No more of that damn street ball, hot dogging, hippity-hop, and 1 and 7, whatever the hell it is.
The two are about to start their hoop session when their neighbor, Tom Dubois, walks up to say hello and to do a little scouting on Riley. After seeing his advanced handle, Tom offers Riley a spot on the local rec league basketball team that he coaches, the Woodcrest Mighty Deers. Inspired by the Mighty Ducks movie and its happy ending, Tom wanted the spoils of being a head coach for a winning team. but had struggled to win a single game during his time as coach. Wanting the lifestyle of a basketball superstar and seeing the opportunity to carry a team, Riley takes the chance to go to a practice where he puts on a brief show going 1-on-5 against the Mighty Deers. But before showing the full package, Riley wants to work out a contract to join the team. Desperate for a win, Tom reluctantly agrees to work out a contract, and instead of compensation, Tom gave Riley full control of the team and jersey designs. How's that for player empowerment? The next day, the newly named Ballaholics faced off against an unnamed team in Riley's debut, but it becomes quickly apparent that while Riley has a great handle, he just about sucks at everything else, and very quickly his dream debut does not go as planned, as the Ballaholics were shut out. Yep, shut out. In a basketball game. Embarrassed and humiliated, Riley is on the verge of quitting the team until he gets some guidance from his good old granddad.
Well, I was excited seeing you out there.
Granddad, I look like a fool out there. I can't shoot the ball, and I don't know why.
Because you don't practice.
Oh, so that's what practice is for.
Armed with new skills, after a training montage, Riley comes in the next game almost leading the Ballaholics to victory. But his need to showboat and to have his own highlight package causes the team to choke away a double-digit lead and the chance at catching that elusive first win. With the loss still clearly on his mind later that night, Riley sought advice from his older brother Huey, in the only way a little brother can.
Huey. Yeah, I don't like losing. Well, then stop beating yourself. Huey. Yeah, you still a bitch.
With another shot at that first victory, the Ballaholics would have to go through the Tigers, who had the league's leading scorer, fearsome Cindy McPherson. She starts off the game not only cooking Riley in every situation, but she lets him know about it, with grade A shit-talking. Flustered and losing the mental battle that goes on in a basketball game, the Ballaholics regrouped in a timeout and hatched a plan to turn the tables and get inside of Cindy's head, thanks to some gossip that Granddad heard through the grapevine. Riley then came out of the timeout with some new ammo to finish out the game. The Ballaholics at this point were up 15 after 3 quarters and looked well on their way to claiming the team's first victory. That is until the Tigers head coach made a key substitution. Billy Matthews, an autistic boy who to this point had never played a single game with the team, was subbed in. Riley did not take the matchup seriously until young Billy started bombing 3 after 3 after 3 on top of Riley's head, bringing the Tigers all the way back to defeat the Ballaholics 68-61. And just like that, Tom's dreams of claiming the trophy that was somehow in play in this game and we didn't know until the end was absolutely crushed. Matthews' performance, of course, garnered national television and media attention. Riley watched from home as he saw Billy living out Riley's dreams of basketball fame, meeting NBA stars, the president, and getting a $1 million movie deal to recreate the incredible game Billy just had. I guess if you want to be technical, Riley was in the movie promotion poster too. He was just played by somebody else. Like with many basketball episodes, the references are aplenty, but this episode of the Boondocks might have had the most straightforward references I have seen in a show. Riley's dream at the beginning of the episode had multiple NBA references to fill an episode by itself. He was at the All-Star game as a member of the Miami Heat. He signed with the Miami Heat as a free agent, becoming the first free agent to sign a $3 gazillion contract. Take that, LeBron. And of course, NBA stars of the mid-2000s were seen from Kobe to Yao Ming to Shaq. The legendary Inside the NBA crew made an appearance as well, as they hosted the All-Star game. It was the classic pre-Shaq era 3-man crew of Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, and Charles Barkley. And the Boondocks even made sure to stay true to Chuck when it comes to his hating ass in the younger generation. By the way, if you saw this clip first on Inside the NBA with no context and ever wondered where it came from,
Ernie, question.
Please, Shaq, please.
No, question.
What's your question?
If I ask you, do you want to put some 26s on that thing? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
What?
Because you're just talking to me because I stack paper to the ceiling and write on 24-inch chrome.
it came from this.
I don't care how much they pay him, Ernie. This kid is a disgrace to basketball. He epitomizes everything wrong with the game today.
Now, Charles, it seems to me that you're hating on Riley because he stacks paper to the ceiling and rides on 24-inch chrome.
Yeah, that's true.
I also can't help but think that the original name of Riley's team, the Mighty Deers, had a logo that paid homage to the Milwaukee Bucks logo from the Ray Allen, Big Dog Glenn Robinson, Sam Cassell days. Then when the team's name changed to the Ballaholics, that logo looks very, very similar to the New York Knicks logo. The show also brings in a sneaky Chris Webber and Michigan Fab 5 reference in a hilarious way only the Boondocks can do. For those who grew up during the NBA on NBC days, you'll immediately spot a very familiar tune during Riley's training montage in the episode. You're not going to find many strategy or on-court play references in this one-off episode of Hoops like you would in a show that revolves around basketball, but you will find the ego part, the gamesmanship and trash talking, and the occasional double team or interaction between player and referee.
Foul! Foul! Foul!
Come on, man, that's some old bullshit.
That's a technical foul!
Oh, one more of those and young Greasy is out of here.
The main soundtrack used throughout this episode is also a different version or rendition of the Globetrotters music, with the high whistles and the 70s sounding style that came with the track. The character Billy Matthews, well, that is also a reference. The character is based off Jason McElwain, who captured the national spotlight in 2006 as a high school basketball player. McElwain, who has high-functioning autism, was added to the basketball team at Greece Athena High School in Rochester, New York for the team's last home game on February 15th. At the time, head coach Jim Johnson planned to play McElwain in the last minutes of the game if Greece Athena had a comfortable lead. With 4 minutes left in the game and a double-digit lead in hand, McElwain was subbed in, and after missing his first 2 shots, he pulled a literal Klay Thompson and hit a team record 6 3-pointers, and he also hit a regular 2-pointer to boot. It was a madhouse, and once the buzzer sounded, the crowd stormed the court and lifted McElwain. You can find the videos on YouTube. In an interview with a local news station after the game, McElwain gave a legendary quote saying that he was hotter than a pistol. The game also garnered national reaction from some known names across the country. McElwain met Magic Johnson, Peyton Manning, he met the president. McElwain and Coach Johnson even appeared on Oprah. The references in the show, though very obvious, and many do not come in the form of hidden Easter eggs, are very good, and the show was definitely not lazy in bringing them in. Of course, it's easy to say because it is an episode based around basketball, but the Boondocks did a great job of pulling in hoops, references, and the elements of sports and mixing it in with the integrity of the show's style. I would say that it was impressive considering that it was the show's first foray into doing a sports-related episode. In the grand scheme of the show, this episode definitely won't be up there in my personal pantheon of Boondocks episodes, but I would still give Ballin an 8.5 out of 10.